What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com.
Here are my DFS picks for MLB Sunday, June 13th.
These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button
And hit that bell icon.
so you don't miss our new videos.
In this video, I'm going to go over my top DFS picks for today's MLB slate.
And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made.
Okay guys, we have an 11-game slate today, so let's take a look at the pitcher position. I'm feeling a little bit risky here at the pitcher position. I think I want to stack my bats, so I like Pablo Lopez with a small pitching advantage over the Atlanta Braves. Pablo Lopez, he's only giving up a .614 OPS versus righties. He's facing 5 righties here tonight. And on top of that, the reason that I like this pick is because the Braves have only hit 17 of his last 88 pitches. That's a 193 batting average and a pretty big sample size. So Pablo Lopez, he's only $8,700 FanDuel salary. He's the same price on DraftKings, projected at 23.2 fantasy points here tonight, but I think he can score close to his season average of 30 fantasy points, and he has an ERA of 2.76. His record is 2-3 on the season, pitching an average of 84 pitches per game. He's averaging 30 fantasy points per game on the season, and he scored 52, 33, and 34 fantasy points in the last 3 games. And Vegas thinks this is going to be a low-scoring game. Only 7.5 runs scored in this game. That's their over-under. So I like Pablo Lopez here versus the Atlanta Braves. Okay, let's take a look at the catcher first base position. I got a value play for you. I like Tucker Barnhart with a 54% batting advantage over a low salary pitcher, Antonio Senzatella. Tucker Barnhart, he's batting 48% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .777 OPS versus righties. And Antonio Senzatella, he pitches his worst ball versus lefty batters, giving up a .814 OPS versus lefties. Tucker Barnhart is $2,200 FanDuel salary. He's $1,500 more on DraftKings, projected at 11.6 fantasy points here tonight. Now he's only averaging 8 fantasy points per game on the season, but he scored 16, 3, and 6 fantasy points in the last 3 games. And Vegas thinks this is going to be a high-scoring game. 9.5 runs scored in this game. That's their over-under. So I like Tucker Barnhart here versus Antonio Senzatella. Okay, let's take a look at the second base position. I got another value play for you. I like Adam Frazier with a 31% batting advantage over Adrian Hauser. Adam Frazier, he's batting a .760 OPS versus righties, and Adrian Hauser, he throws his worst ball versus lefty batters, 27% worse than his pitch to righties, giving up a .892 OPS versus lefties. So Adam Frazier is 3 for 10, batting .300 with a .664 OPS versus Hauser. So I like that batting average, and he's only $2,500 FanDuel salary. He's $1,300 more on DraftKings, projected at 10 fantasy points here tonight, averaging 11 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 21, 0, and 6 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Adam Frazier here versus Adrian Hauser.
Real quick guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the position optimizer where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new player trends tool where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Okay, let's take a look at the third base position. I like Jose Ramirez with a 5% batting advantage over a low salary pitcher, Logan Gilbert. Jose Ramirez is batting a .909 OPS versus righties, and Logan Gilbert, he throws his worst ball versus switch hitters, 23% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .934 OPS versus switch hitters. Jose Ramirez is 1 for 2 with a 2.5 OPS versus Gilbert because that one hit was for a home run. He's $3,700 FanDuel salary, and he's $1,800 more on DraftKings. Projected at 12.3 fantasy points here tonight, averaging 12 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 6, 28, and 0 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Jose Ramirez here versus Logan Gilbert. Okay, who do we have at the shortstop position? I like Xander Bogaerts with a 42% batting advantage over Robbie Ray. Xander Bogaerts is batting 8% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a .942 OPS versus lefties. And Robbie Ray throws his worst ball to righty batters, 34% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .920 OPS versus righties. Xander Bogaerts is 2 for 3, batting a .667 and a 1.334 OPS versus Ray. He's $3,600 FanDuel salary. He's $1,800 more on DraftKings. Projected at 10.9 fantasy points here tonight, averaging 12 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 0, 18, and 22 fantasy points in the last 3 games. And Vegas thinks there's going to be 10 runs scored in this game, so that's their over-under, a high-scoring game. So I like Xander Bogaerts here versus Robbie Ray. Okay, moving on to the outfield position. You should have plenty of salary left in your lineup if you go with those value plays. So take a look at Nick Castellanos, batting against a low-salary pitcher, Antonio Senzatella. Nick Castellanos, he's batting a .903 OPS versus righty pitchers, and Antonio Senzatella, he's giving up a .770 OPS versus righties. Now I like this pick because Nick Castellanos is 3 for 4, batting .750 batting average and a 2.050 OPS versus Senzatella. He's $4,000 FanDuel salary. He's $1,200 more on DraftKings, projected at 13.6 fantasy points here tonight, averaging 14 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 19, 35, and 9 fantasy points in the last 3 games. And Vegas thinks this is going to be a high-scoring game, 9.5 runs scored in this game. That's their over-under. So I like Nick Castellanos here versus Antonio Senzatella.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.